Welcome to the Port Aransas Marina on the coastal bend of Texas. This is the first stop in the Texas division of the IFA Redfish Tour, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
Port Aransas, the fishery is really good right now. We're getting a lot of fish coming in. Our shad are coming through, so the redfish are right behind them. Honestly, you couldn't pick a better destination for a fishing trip.
Super excited about this particular day. Our pre-fishing for the whole week has been pretty solid. We have found some fish, which we're excited about, and we get those fish to be a little hungry today, then that will be even better for us.
Been off of doing any tournaments for a while, and this is the first one back, and always like doing the IFA, like the people involved with it. It's always got a good turnout for this Port A event.
We've got a strong field on the water this week, featuring some of the best teams from across the Gulf Coast region. There's a bunch of money on the line, including a brand new Mercury-powered Ranger boat. And the action starts right now on the IFA Redfish Tour, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. We're in Port Aransas, about 180 miles southeast of San Antonio on Mustang Island. At our back is Corpus Christi Bay. Looking south, you've got Padre Island National Seashore. That's the longest stretch of undeveloped barrier island in the world, with the Gulf of Mexico on one side and the famed Laguna Madre on the other. There's a bunch of water down here, and the opportunities are endless.
There's not a boundary from here, so they can run 60, 80 miles in one direction or the other, so there's a lot of options. So I know a lot of the guys have their certain areas that they want to fish, so there will be some long runs, I'm sure. And the water really looks good around here. We're talking to some of the guys here at the harbor that run the harbor, Mr. Charlie, and he said after the hurricane that the water clarity's been better. You know, it cleaned out a lot of the backwaters, and it's just a lot more pretty water back there now. So he's saying that the fishing is coming on, is going to be better than it's ever been.
Fishing's decent. I think we'll see some big weights and small weights today. Just ready to get that Mercury down the ship channel and get it done.
Looking around the marina this morning, and you'll see a lot of Mercury outboards. There's a reason for that. When you're making long runs, you want the confidence to know you'll get there and back.
Got that 225 back there in Pro XS. It's a great motor, great motor. Gets us where we need to go in plenty of time and back with no problem.
All right, getting right into tournament coverage. We'll kick things off with the father-son team of Alan and Tanner Thompson.
Practice was pretty rough. I hear it was rough for a lot of people. Found a few pretty good fish. The only thing is they move a lot in that area, so it could be hit or miss. We could go there and wear them out, or we could go there and not catch them at all. So, like I said, they're there from one day to the next, and I'm just gonna have to grind it out and see what happens.
After a week of high winds, anglers are now looking at calmer conditions early in the day, with a strong front expected later this evening. Moving on, we'll introduce you to our second featured team, Pat Tabor and Jason Geigenmiller.
Guys, as you do idle by this morning, make sure you have that live well open for us to take a look in.
Do I look fat?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure.
Short and fat.
Damn it. Well, Port Aransas, Texas, practice been good. We've been on quite a few fish, to be honest with you. Not always the right ones, but we found a few oversized, a few undersized, and then a few of the ones we need. Good thing is we only need 2 for tomorrow, and we're shooting for 18 pounds. We'll be happy with 16.
A short run north puts them just past Rockport, the Aransas National Wildlife Refuge. And it's not long before they see tails.
There's a tail right there. Yeah. We got a few tails on the corner. We got a couple of tails right here in this flooded grass. Big tails. I don't know.
We're hoping they're not overs. Gotta be in that slot, 20 to 28. We're looking on the heavy end. Go big or go home.
This is our 3rd year fishing professionally as a team together. You know, we've both had prior partners, but it seemed like everything started clicking here about 3 years ago, and it's good now, and I think we'll make a good team for the next couple of years.
You just get better.
We just get better.
That's it. We're like wine, get better with age.
Yeah, there you go.
Right there.
Come on. Good one. The trout?
Yeah, trout. And a healthy little bugger.
Wrong tournament.
Can't find these from my clients.
There's a push up there.
Well, not a bad fish. Start off morning, just we don't need these right now. Thank you, baby.
Wrong species, but with tails in the grass, they're still confident. Stay with us. Coming up, we'll check back with Alan and Tanner Thompson as we continue coverage from stop number 1 in the Texas division of the IFA Redfish Tour, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
We know if you found one crappie, you may have found 1,000. We know the joy of getting your boots back in the mud. We know the journey can be more rewarding than the destination. We know the great outdoors. We love the great outdoors. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Stop by today for huge savings on the gear you need and the brands you trust. Plus free 2-day shipping at BassPro.com and Cabela's.com.
At Ranger, our dedication to real quality and craftsmanship runs deep. You'll see the rewards in every saltwater model we build. From our commitment to constant research and innovation to the design and construction of our own components, we're focused on solid confidence and lasting peace of mind. The Ranger Saltwater Series. It's a legacy of leadership engineered for optimum performance while consistently reinforcing the ultimate ownership experience. Learn more at rangerboats.com.
This segment of the IFA Redfish Tour is presented to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. By Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. And by Mercury Outboards, go boldly. Welcome back to Mustang Island and the Port Aransas Marina, our host site for this event. We launched 54 boats this morning, each looking for their heaviest 2 redfish within the Texas slot limit of 20 to 28 inches. We've got $43,000 up for grabs at this event, including a brand new Mercury-powered Ranger RB190 for the champions. To check out the entire intercoastal line of Ranger boats, look them up at rangerboats.com. All right, getting right back into redfish tournament coverage. We'll head south from takeoff and catch up with Alan and Tanner Thompson.
It looked like they were stuffed chasing bait up against that matted grass up there. It's just behind the boat now. It's hard to get up there, but a lot of times they'll swim and feed along this matted grass here. You just gotta catch them at the right time.
Catch one over here. It'll probably be the right ones.
Somebody gonna catch them.
Throwing gold spoons along the King Ranch shoreline, Alan and Tanner are one of the many family teams fishing the IFA. Alan introduced Tanner to the sport as a child, and now that he's busy with college, they still make time to get out on the water together.
Oh, it's a blessing. I mean, not every day you get to see a father and son get to go fish tournaments together, so definitely something I'm grateful for and just looking forward for tomorrow and get to spend some time with the old man on the water.
Had to go old man.
Can't go young man, I guess.
I think it's phenomenal that he took up fishing. He loves it as much as I do. You know, I kind of kick myself in the butt sometimes because he's one heck of a baseball player. Played all his life, you know, we talked about that, you know, playing with Forrest Whitley and stuff like that. And, you know, when he said, just not for me, you know, I'd much rather fish and this and that, which is great because now we get to do this a lot more. My cousin and I were talking about that the other day. Man, we're blessed. We get to do this anytime we want to, you know. He's around me all the time, so it's pretty good stuff. But, you know, that baseball, that was my passion for a long time, and I think I lived through him more than anything, but he was one heck of a baseball player. And the day I didn't get to go watch him play no more, it's like, ooh, that's a pretty tough one on me. But then here we are, this is how we compete now, so it's pretty awesome. Tide's ripping, dude.
I want to move out just a little bit, huh? Think we should move out a little bit more or no?
The tide's pushing me that way. I'm not going that way. We got about an hour here. We're going to look at about an hour here, and then we're going to go to some other spots. Hopefully we'll catch them here. If not, then we'll go to our other spots and see what we can come up with.
Heading north, we'll check back with Pat Tabor and Jason Geigenmiller. They got fish in sight, but they're a bit lockjawed this morning.
Look at his back, right here. Watch, he just came out, his whole back came out. Right there where that is. He's right there. There's another tail. Yeah.
We should have cast it right away.
He just hit me. Something just hit me. We're gonna hang out here for a second. That's 3 tails. One was out of the water. He's in there. He's in there behind that bird. Switch back to this home wrecker. A little bit different presentation here.
There's some good ones in there for you that you'll like. If you're worried about this tail.
Yeah, I think it was that paddle tail, because that's several of them right now. Sometimes you just gotta keep throwing until you find what they want. These redfish can be real finicky, especially after the wind that we've had all week. You know, we kind of got an advantage right now because this is kind of pre-front conditions, and it's been horrible all week. But that front's supposed to be here sometime tonight, early morning. And you know, these fish are gonna feed right now because they're gonna lay down 2 or 3 days after that front gets here. So they're hungry, they're here. We know they're in the area. We just gotta change it up a little bit until we find what they're eating. You wanna run around the corner? It's fine.
I've noticed that the protected shorelines in the last couple of days have been hit and miss. I mean, we're seeing them, but they're not eating until, you know, we're right on top of them, and we're making them cast at them, and they don't want none after that. So, I mean, we've done, you know, pressured them, and they're gone. So, like I said, we've been doing most of our work in dirty water, and it's paid off the last couple of days.
Fishing is definitely tough, but with the wind picking up, the water should dirty up a bit, making the fish just a little less finicky. Stay with us. There's more tournament coverage ahead from Port Aransas, Texas, and the IFA Redfish Tour presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
When you're in command of a boat with Mercury 400 horsepower Verados, you might start to feel like you're someone that fish should fear, that the water should respect, and that the world should acknowledge. Until you realize you are all those things. The new Mercury 400 horsepower Verado. Power, control, and speed in a lightweight package.
The new Spin Fisher 6, the strongest spin fisher in a line of legendary spinning reels. And our proprietary CNC gearing is precision cut from brass and aluminum to create a gear system that's smooth out of the box and durable over the lifetime of the reel. Sealed from top to bottom to improve IPX5 standards, the new Spin Fisher 6 can be sprayed and splashed from all directions and still won't allow water into the gearbox or drag system.
That reel did the job there.
I got my power pole down, stuck in the mud in the bottom of the lake, sitting so still in the wind and the waves, could even be a hurricane. I got my power pole down.
The IFA Redfish Tour presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's is also brought to you in part by Power Pole Shallow Water Anchor System, by Penn Reels, Let the Battle Begin, by Hobie Kayaks and the revolutionary Mirage Drive, and by Lucas Oil and Marine Products. Welcome back. We're in Port Aransas, a beachside community just outside of Corpus Christi for stop number 1 in the Texas division of the IFA Redfish Tour.
Man, Port A is just a great host community. Shelley Mayer and Jeff Hintz, the people that run Port Aransas Tourism Bureau and Chamber of Commerce, they just do a great job. They have a good facility here. They got a pavilion right here. They got a great marina that we use out of here. And of course, you know, there's just food, and it's just a laid-back community, and people are friendly. It's just a good place to come, even just a vacation.
Once a sleepy fishing community, Port Aransas is now a year-round tourist destination, with summer populations exploding to 60,000 or more. The area came upon hard times after Hurricane Harvey devastated the region back in 2017, but the town bounced back quickly, and for the folks in Port A, it's back to business.
Hurricane Harvey came through August of 2017, and we were totally devastated by that. But we have almost fully recovered. Our beaches are back. Our dock is back, our piers are back, our shops are back. Last summer season we were excited, but it was kind of questionable. We weren't sure since we had experienced Harvey and we had come back, but this summer we are ready. We are in full swing and prepared for everyone to come back. To find out more about Port Aransas, things to do here, where to stay, go to visit portaransas.com for any information.
We're down to the final hours of competition. Getting back on the water, we'll pick it up with Alan and Tanner Thompson. They're throwing gold spoons along the King Ranch shoreline, utilizing their Power Pole shallow water anchor system for boat control.
You know, Power Pole is a great product, especially having two on this boat. You're able to stick the boat so the nose doesn't always have to turn with the wind. So if you're going down a shoreline, kind of like we are now, if you had one, it would turn the boat straight into the shoreline. You have to use a troll motor to get it going back down the shoreline. But here we can stick these two and keep us parallel with the shoreline, and it works great. I mean, if we had to use an anchor the whole time, I mean, that would really take up fishing time and make a lot more noise as well. And
look, there they are. See them? See them? There they are right there. See them? You can just see the tail. They're staying down. They're on the bottom. Look, well, that's a mullet there, but over there you can see them. See? They're in there. Look at the mud balls up there. Look, they're everywhere, man. And they're big, dude. See, they're on the bottom. You can barely see their tail. Just trying to get one to eat is the key.
Huh?
Sucks. I was hoping to pick one up there. We're gonna go move to see if we can get, I know there's a group of fish over here that, see if we can get them to eat. If we can get them to eat, we'll be okay. If they've just been real finicky, hard to get them to eat. So I don't know, we're gonna make another move and try it again.
While the Thompsons get ready to move, we'll head to break. But first, I want to remind you that Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's offer a huge selection of fishing gear, electronics, and just about everything else you'll need for a day on the water. Look them up online or visit one of their retail stores. We'll be right back with more from Port Aransas.
Hobie's Mirage Drive kayaks set the standard for fun on the water. Whether your passion is fishing, sailing, or recreational adventure, Hobie's got a kayak for you. Hobie's Mirage Drive mimics nature's proven designs for efficient and powerful propulsion and enhances your kayaking experience. Mirage Power, Mirage Performance, Mirage Drive. Hobie, enjoy the ride.
Lucas Oil Synthetic Blend 2-Cycle Outboard Engine Oil will not only produce a level of confidence with each trip to the lake, but will provide trust backed by rigorous testing on the track as well as on the water. Lucas Synthetic Blend 2-Cycle Oil has an extensive additive package that will provide clean burning, smooth running, and maximum performance stability to any outboard on the market today. Lucas Synthetic Blend 2-Cycle Oil will not void your manufacturer's warranty. Protect your investment with Lucas Marine Products. Lucas Oil, it works.
The IFA Redfish Tour presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's is also brought to you in part by Garmin Electronics. Fight your fish, not your fish finder. Berkeley Gulp Saltwater, fishing evolved. And by G-Juice Live Well Treatment. Welcome back to the Texas coast. We launched this morning from Port Aransas with Alan and Tanner Thompson. They headed south, throwing gold spoons in shallow water. It wasn't until switching to Berkeley Gulp that they managed a couple of hookups, but it wasn't enough. And now they're out of time.
Why can't the big ones do that? God. Just didn't pan out today. It is what it is. We caught a couple little ones and too small to even weigh in. So we're gonna zero for the day. It made it tough, but it's one of them things. Just blessed to be out here with my son, and I'm happy to be doing that at least for sure.
Moving on, we'll check back with our other featured team, Pat Tabor and Jason Geigenmiller. They headed north this morning and spent the day chasing tailing reds. Things didn't quite pan out as expected, and now, with an hour before check-in and an empty live well, they're going to chalk this one up to experience and get ready to head home.
Dude, we gotta go.
Yep. Wrap it up.
Well, these are the ones that sting. He had been on fishing here for the week. I've been doing a lot of guiding, but I wasn't on any fish that I thought would win this tournament. He was on some. We tried. Good Lord granted us this day to enjoy, and the fish were just a bonus. So thank you, IFA. Thank you, Port Aransas Chamber of Commerce. We couldn't ask for anything better.
Back at Port Aransas Marina for weigh-in, even though our cameras didn't catch much action, we found that quite a few of our teams spent the day chasing money on big schools of redfish. One of the draws to the tour is that along with regular payouts, if you're fishing the right equipment, there are additional opportunities to cash in.
Oh, we really like IFA because they've got the most well-run tournament that I've ever seen. They've got a good group of people that are running it. They've got good sponsorship programs involved, good visual from like Ranger boats. You got Berkeley Gulf, power poles involved with it. Just really good sponsors, and everybody that's involved it seems to be really professional in a manner. I've been in some tournaments where they're not very well organized, and this one is nothing like that. If I have to be any part of a tournament, I want to be part of the IFA.
We've got nearly $37,000 in regular payout up for grabs, with a Mercury-powered Ranger RB 190 for first. In addition, there's the Angler Advantage side pot, $500 for big fish, and as mentioned, the added value sponsor contingency programs.
Ranger has a great contingency. It's Ranger Cup. They've been doing it for years, probably the leader in it when they started it. But they give $2,000 to the winner if you're in a Ranger boat, 2015 or newer, to each of our events throughout the year. So it pays to be in that Ranger, get an extra $2,000. Also in the same line is the power pole. They have a program that you have to sign up and pay a little fee for, like $29, I believe. But if you do win one of our events, you'll get an extra $400. So a great deal. Most every boat that's out here is going to have a power pole on it, so you might as well sign up and get that captain's cash. That $400 on that, and again, that Ranger prize, $2,000. So continuing down the contingency road, man, it's a great deal. If you pay attention to it, you can add a bunch of money to the end of the day when you do win a tournament.
Heading to the scales, we'll check in on the top of the leaderboard. Mason and Melissa Lincoln locked up third place with $1,546, earning them $2,540 for their efforts.
We do what we always do, we grind. Once we see something that gives us what we need to know and there might be fish there, we will not give it up. We probably had 30 different boats roll through where we were all day today. We stayed in the exact same spot all day today, and we were maybe half a pound from doing something a little different, but that's our MO. Anybody we fish against us, they always say, y'all never left. No, we never leave. We know the fish are there. We just
gotta, zero or a hero.
Yeah, we gotta wait on them, and that's what we do. We tend to wait on them, and if they cooperate, then we have a day like today, and you couldn't ask for a prettier day to do it.
In second, it was the father-son team of Mike and Michael Lukowski. They sacked up two for $1,622. They'll take home just over $3,700.
We caught some bigger ones in practice. Didn't quite get the big kicker we needed, but we're thrilled to death with what we did.
And what did you catch them on?
Berkeley Gulf.
And sitting on top, it was Monica and James Alexander putting two on the scales for $1,744.
Well, my wife threw out and caught a fish on the first cast with Berkeley Gulf, and just got better from there. We caught a lot of fish, a lot of oversized, a lot of 7.5 pound fish, so we had a great day.
With the Ranger Mercury combination, $2,500 for Angler Advantage and the Berkeley Gulf Big Fish Award, Monica and James take home a prize package worth better than $30,000. Here's a look at the rest of the top 10 on the Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's leaderboard. A big thanks to our friends in Port Aransas. If you're planning a trip to the Texas coast, give them a look. The beach is calling. We'd love to see you on the water at one of our remaining events. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule, culminating in our season-ending championship this fall.
You know, the first place and second place at our championship is a boat, so the prize money that's what they all shoot for, and you get to go to Venice, Louisiana, capital of the redfish world. So,
for all the details, including rules and registration, head on over to ifatours.com. The IFA Redfish Tour presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's is a joint venture between Outdoor Teamworks and Carico TV. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.